Maybe.
My Christmas goat is now just winter goat.
He's nice.
He's transitioned to winter
gone
goat.
into hibernation for me. He's waiting until next year.
Yeah. Well, that's good too.
The original OG stew is ready to go until
OG.
Halloween, and then our spooky stew will come out.
Yeah, gangster stew.
Yeah,
we do need like a gangster goat. That would be pretty badass.
gangster goat.
Yeah, you need some chains and some sunglasses and some grills.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
And some heat.
Yeah, right. So actually, I actually have notes for the show tonight.
You have notes?
Yeah, I did stuff.
That's unusual.
I know. Well, I had to meet my parents for something we had to take care of tonight, and I thought it was going to go longer than it did. So I was like, hey, look at all this free time. What the heck is free time? So, yeah. So I did a little bit of thinking and stuff.
Ooh, some ciphering?
Yeah. So what's up? What's new?
Oh man. Let's see. Good week of sales. I wanted to move out some low-end inventory, so I put a coupon back in for the week and sent out some newsletters, and that popped right away. So been busy shipping cards and executing a new strategy for this year and doing some work around that. I've been creating more lots. I know you're not a fan of lots. You have them create their own lots, but I am doing some small curated lots to list. So I've been going through a lot of backstock and really just cleaning up my card room and kind of getting a plan for everything. And there's a theme emerging. And that is, as I go through a lot of backstock, it is a lot of cards that are going to list $1.99 to $2.99 that are ideal for a lot of small curated lots for my strategy this year. But what I'm happy to see is I've had very little hit the liquidation box and very little hit the large bulk lot box, which means I was picking good stuff at card shows for the most part. I don't have a lot of stuff that I'm going back to look at now and saying, oh, geez, why did I buy this, right? Which is a good sign in my evolution as a reseller and my education and building up that knowledge. I see things building in the right way. And of course, we've talked about my strategy this year, and I'm veering off from what you do for a while. I will come back to it at some point, but I kind of see the evolution of reselling as 3 stages. The first stage is just massively trying to get sales so you can collect data. That I feel like that's what I did the first 2 years. Just get the sales to start getting data to build some knowledge around. And I feel like I'm shifting now into more of an average order value mode for a while, because I'm fine tuning the instincts now of
Mm-hmm.
this is a $1.99 card. This is a $2.99 card. This is a $4.99 card.
Yep.
So that's where I'm at right now, and I'll probably be here for a year, maybe 2 years. And then once I feel like I've got that, so you're at a stage, Adam, where okay, you've also got the advantage of a damn near photographic memory that I've come to realize spending
Yeah.
time with you. So you can buy things a couple of times and you'll go back a year later and find it in a box and you seem to have that immediate recall. Oh, yeah, this is exactly what I can do with this. I'm still building that. So this year is going to be about really getting to those instincts more and getting some additional tiers besides the $1.99 tiers, getting that knowledge built up. And then once I have that, I will go back to kind of that manufactured commodity type. Hey, every time I list this, I know I can make 50 cents to $1, even if it's a $1.99 card, right? And I don't care what card it is, as long as I get 150-cent cards sold today.
Right.
So I think there's that evolution. You start just trying to get mass volume, then you go into this, hey, let's build the instincts so they become automatic. And in the meantime, you're also building your systems, right? You're mastering your systems. And then once you've got the systems and you've got those instincts dialed in, then you go into that mass manufacturing mindset of just a card is just another card, right? I've got a source to keep backfilling that inventory. I just want to put another one out there as soon as it sells and just keep going, right? Which I think is kind of where you're at in your evolution.
Yeah. So two things. All I asked you was, how's it going? I didn't realize that was a loaded question. Two, tell my wife I have a good memory because she would disagree with that.
She disagrees. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
probably
I think
with
our
cards.
wives
She
would
probably
both
would agree
agree
with
on
you. Yeah, on the card side, probably. Yeah, I think you're right, and I never really thought about it. I just kind of do. I don't know.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I definitely have stuff where I'm like, oh, I know I sold this. I'm gonna buy another one and relist it, or find
Yeah.
it in the box, and that's helped me quite a bit.
You
Um,
really are at a master level, Adam, in what we do. You could charge for master classes. Instead, we give it
yeah,
away free out here every week.
right. I hold some secrets now. I used to just give it all away, and then I found out that burned me a little bit.
Yeah.
Not by anyone's wrongdoing, just them using information and
Yeah.
making decisions on that. But yeah, I think I play the two sides of it now. I have enough inventory out there that I play the I know this is sold. I'll put another one out there.
Yep.
And then the other part of it is I go, this is the weirdest thing I've seen this week. This is what I'm listing.
Sure. Yeah.
It's, I try to find like the short side and then like the super liquid side, and that seems to be a pretty good balance for me.
Yeah.
To get sales on all ends of it. The non-sport is a little trickier
Yes.
um, than the sport because I mean, there's obvious things with sports. You know, um, we're in the second round of the playoffs now, so a lot of teams are eliminated. You just focus on the players that are still alive, if you
Right.
will, in the playoffs, and so some of that you can kind of change with the time. The non-sports a little bit different.
Yeah.
Um,
It is.
so, but I think you're right. I think there's definitely an evolution to it. Even if you think you're still doing the same thing today, you're not.
Right.
My evolution right now, yours is more like on the selling side and like what to list and inventory and all that, which I've
Yeah.
been through. Mine's more on the what can I do faster so I don't have to do crap I don't want to do.
Hmm.
I'm kind of back to that mode. So I even sent you a video today. I don't even use the catch bin anymore when I scan.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I
just let
saw
them
that.
all hit the tray and I grab them because, and a couple reasons. One, uh, I'm scanning more different cards now, so they don't land in the catch bin very well.
Okay.
sometimes, and it's okay if they spread out a little bit on the tray. So you know, shinier cards sometimes have like a curl to them, and you know, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I found that better than, because otherwise it gets caught up in the bin, and then the next cards just keep falling over. You know. And then the other thing is just quicker. I don't have to set the bin and you know put the card. The tray is pulled out. I just throw a stack of cards in there, and then they go. And then I just grab
Yeah.
them off of that. I don't have to. And then I just use the bin for pulling orders instead, which
Sure.
I'd been using it for that for a while anyway. So just stuff like that, and then scanning more cards that I didn't deem scannable in the past. Um, I get regular sales on all that stuff just scanning it, so I'm just doing that. And
Yeah.
I like the cleanliness with the banner and things like that. Plus the other advantages, then I can list it on Whatnot and Collx if
Yeah.
it's scanned. Um, I mean, I can move them to Whatnot and collect on my own. Excuse me, if I do photographs, but it's so much easier to just do it through Car Dealer Pro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And going back to that speed thing, it's a heck of a lot faster than
Yeah.
you know doing
Absolutely.
the photos and adding my own banner and that kind of thing. So,
And that's also kind of why I'm exploring lots a little more now too. So, for example, if I do a bulk lot, I I list 50 cards with 3 pictures.
mhm.
A stack from the top, a stack from the bottom, and one offset that shows you the thickness of the stack. I just listed 50 cards in a minute and a half, right?
Sure, yeah,
Um,
absolutely,
and even smaller curated lots up to like 20 cards, I can lay them all out, take one picture of all of them at once,
mhm.
and go, right? Versus
Yeah,
20 individual cards and still get the same, well, pretty close margins. Actually, sometimes I can do better margins. If I have a stack of cards and I break it into 2 lots, I can sometimes squeeze out a better margin than all those cards listed separately, right? So because of the efficiencies and shipping and listing and stuff like that.
right. Are you listing them as like buy it nows
Um,
or
yes, buy it now. Buy
auctions?
it now.
Okay,
No offers though.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm at a stage where I'm eliminating a lot of time in my
Mhm,
processes.
mhm.
Because I reached a point where I realized time is the hidden cost that I haven't fairly accounted for.
Sure, yeah, it's easy to do that.
Yeah.
Especially when you're building something, you're just going, well, I got to put a lot of time in.
Yep.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I eliminated a lot of offers on my stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna, if I go through all of it, it's gonna take me a bit.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm just kind of, meh, I'll do this, I'll do that, you know, um, putz work in my opinion, because
Yeah.
it's not something like I have to eliminate, you know, it's just
Yeah.
in the long run, it'll be nice. The, Yeah, you know, I sell. You made a good point earlier, and kind of how I say it. I sell lots, but I just don't lot them myself. I let my buyer make their own lots, and that's just worked really well for me. You know, I have a regular buyer who comes by and buys a stack of Favre cards regularly. Somebody who buys a stack of Brady cards regularly.
Right.
Um, I have a investing group in Texas that is a good customer of mine. I'm not going to say who the buyer is, but
Mhm.
um, they like
John Bradshaw Layfield.
uh, nope. Um,
You probably don't even know who that is.
I
You're
don't.
not. You're
They,
not a wrestling fan.
yeah, I figured it had to be some WWE business,
It
but
is.
they I know what they like, you know, because they're the ones. In fact, I think I posted a picture of it this week where I'll list the stuff and it sells within minutes. You know, they just go through. So there's a lot of times where I like find a stack and I'm like, well, my Texas investor group will buy these, and I just scan them all in and they just buy pretty much the whole bag.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that yeah, you got to find some liquidity points in what you're doing, and then try to get the stuff listed. The problem I was having more of when you're talking the time side was I knew I needed to get those cards out there because I already had a buyer for them, right? So the instant flip is always, you know, best case
Right.
scenario. Full
Right.
price. They pay full price too. Or or coupon, whatever. But I had to have the time to get them listed. So, they're shiny cards. I got to take pictures. That's why I was like, screw it. I'm just going to scan them all because I know they're going to be gone in a day anyway, or
Yeah.
at least a good chunk of it. That's allowed me to turn more of that quicker. As a matter of fact, before we started the show, I said to you, this was my best month I've ever had.
Yeah.
And that's saying something because I've had some really good, runs in there, and the market was a little stronger at previous points in time, for low end than I would say it is currently. But between the different platforms and me being able to just quickly scan in the stuff that I know would sell, and then scan in another group that would sell, and scan another group that would sell, along with, of course, selling up the other inventory.
Yep.
It's really moved the numbers a lot quicker.
Yep.
I even kind of when I posted in. By the way, the post I'm talking about is in the Discord. So if you're not in the Discord, here it comes along the bottom there. Be sure to join there. It's free and easy. But I even kind of posted in there. This is like basically live selling because I take a chunk of cards I bought yesterday. I scan them in. They buy the whole thing, and I just ship them out. So I even thought about like contacting this buyer directly. But I sort of feel like I don't have to. Like they're ready to go when I've got stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of let it run through. And yeah, I know eBay takes their cut. I get that part. I could work around eBay if I contacted them in a different manner, but I like the ease of it too. I like it just going into eBay. It's got my SKUs. I pull my orders and I ship them out.
Yeah.
I don't mind paying eBay the final value fee. It's the extra fees that suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I drastically reduced, we talked about this last week. I drastically reduced what I was doing for promotions, and that clearly it hasn't hurt my sales. I'm getting more sales on Whatnot now. So, and I don't pay them anything to promote, no free shipping, none of that stuff. And then, this past few days, Collx has really picked up for me. Collx did email me and asked me to be feature me as a seller. I'm not quite sure exactly what that means, like what they do with that. But they said, well, do you want to do this? It should increase your sales. And I'm like, well, yeah, duh.
I believe
Go
you
for it.
get a position on everybody's homepage. There's like a
You do.
featured
Yes.
seller
Yeah.
section.
They have like featured sellers every month or
Yeah.
something like that. So that's helped too. And it was kind of perfect timing because it was right when everybody got their Collx credits. So, I don't know. So I feel like I'm getting out of fees just for the simple fact of selling on other platforms too, and building
Right.
that up. I'm still regularly getting followers added on Whatnot, and I still got to figure out a way to do a more consistent live show schedule, but at least I'm building on there even without that. Now they just need the damn standard envelope shipping. I don't get that one. That makes no sense to
Yeah.
me.
Uh yeah, and the fact that they have it for live selling and just not the marketplace makes no sense.
Yeah, so clearly it's available unless they just don't want to. They still really want to push the live selling. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I don't
kind of
know.
weird.
I feel it's contradictory to their advertising because I see a lot of their ads and they really push oh, I didn't see what I wanted in a live show, so I bought it from here. Like you can tell they're like trying to find a place in the static market too. But anyway, I digress. I'm sure we'll find out as soon as they get that set up where we can do the standard envelope shipping, and we'll be able to take advantage of that. But yeah, it's a super weird little quirk of that program right now.
Yep.
So we do have a few things we want to talk about. We want to talk a little bit about AGS grading, and Charlie has a new card that was graded.
Yeah.
So we want to take a look at that and maybe put a little bit more emphasis again on AI grading. Uh, kind of a spicy topic right now because for a couple of reasons. AI's got some big haters right now. with all these data centers they want to put up, and the use of energy and things like that. It's not going away. I mean, I don't think any of us believe that at this point, especially because the money people want it. So the money people want it, it's going to happen. Um, but then also on the grading side, you've got BGS and SGC, right? Got gobbled up by PSA, or not PSA. I'm misspeaking. They got by
Collectors.
correct Collectors Universe. Um, but they just kind of announced, BGS is going to get a whole new label, and SGC is, their position is going to be different on like how they do the grading and stuff. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, there's like this shakeup on both sides of this thing, and you know, lately we've been talking about AI grading, as the what we really want to try to see it get to. So kind of interesting. I hope AGS can find a good place and pull some secondary market value out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Time will tell, but I know you're kind of a fan. You had a little bit of a rough experience at first, but
Yeah, I would say that I'm still exploring is probably the best way I would explain it. Um, that yeah, you were just talking about it a little bit. The first one didn't work out great, but I sent a card that probably wasn't the best example for them to work through.
sure,
It was a non-traditional, non-sport card with some tough images on it to work through. Um, and
yeah,
part of me was like, okay, let's send them something tough to begin with. It was also a card I was like, well, if I don't get a great grade, I'm not too worried about it. It's a PC
right,
fun card for me, right? Um, so there were some issues with the scan on that. I think, well, I can actually, if you don't remember about that one, I can show you. I'm only a screen or so away here. But it was this. Let me put it on the other screen so I don't mix them up. Well, I think I broke it. Everything's froze up on me.
so I have to give you some tech training again, Charlie.
At least you can hear me, but I can't
Yeah,
move any of my screens right now. They're all stuck. But
did you
anyway,
get
it was a card of the Eclipse last year, and it just didn't scan through their system really well, and they gave me some really poor grades on the edges, which I didn't think. Based on the images I had, I thought, man, this is an error. It wasn't like I was complaining about the grade. I legitimately thought to myself, gosh, looking at this, I think they made a mistake and didn't catch it. So there we go. There's the
there? It
solar
is.
eclipse card. And they gave me really bad scores on the edges. And of course, there's a formula that goes into this. So when they took the pictures, and you get this nice little, movable image on your public page to look at it from different angles, but they said these edges were really bad. But when I looked at the images that they scanned, it was all turned at an angle and stuff like that. I was like, I think it moved while they were scanning it, and that's why they think it's bad edges. And then also the fact that you have this, halo effect on the sun. I'm like, are they thinking that's the edge? Like, what's going on? So,
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
yeah, so I sent them a message, and to their credit, they did work on it a little bit. So you can see in the breakdown now, they upgraded the edges to 7.25 on the front, and I got everything's a 10 on the back. Well, the
Okay,
problem is they never recalibrated the overall. So they said send it back in when you send in a new submission, and we'll scan it. So I'm waiting for the results of that.
okay,
Um, but in the meantime, I did send them a new submission. And I thought, okay, this time we're going to use a more traditional sports card. So I decided to send in here. Let me change this a little bit. Oh, not that one. How do I get to be the primary? Here we go. So this is Paul Skeens from 2025 Topps Holiday, and you'll see right there is the Hidden Elf. So that is the Hidden Elf version of the card. And I thought, okay, let's do a more traditional card and see what we get. And let's see what kind of grade we got on this here. Let me cover it up for a second. All right, what do we think? What do we think in the chat? What kind of grade do we think we got on this? If I can keep this straight. What do you think,
I
Adam?
venture to guess it's better than the Eclipse card.
It's definitely better than the 7. So 8,
I'd
9.
say a 9.
You think a 9? And this was
Yeah.
packed fresh, but we know that doesn't mean much anymore because we get stuff out of packs all the time, right? That don't grade as a 10.
It looks a little off-centered.
There it is, 10.
Oh, you got a 10.
You got
Okay.
a Gem Mint 10, yeah.
Nice.
And I like this little gold trim label, which I think is just for the Gem Mint 10s, because it was not a gold trim label on the 7, of course. This label is totally different, which a lot of companies do a different label for the 10s, but I think that looks pretty sharp. That label on that case, I really like it. Then on the back, there's their AGS label and their QR code to look at it. But
so have you looked at market wise what it does? So like I would assume the Paul Skeens raw in that version is what, $3 to $4, something like that. Have you seen what it sells at a 10?
It is obviously not at PSA levels yet.
Right.
So I did take a look at that. It is depressed versus PSA. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was a good, $5 to $10 lower than a PSA 10. So, but you see their grading numbers go up every month. They post their grading numbers pretty regularly. And they have a really strong presence in the non-sport Pokemon, specifically One Piece, things like that. Their sports side is growing. And what you need to realize about card grading is it's really about market acceptance, right? Anybody can grade a card. Yep. The fact on whether it holds a value or carries a premium is about what the market thinks about that grader, right? Like, we have somebody locally who's been buying up cards and grading them themselves. And I'm not going to mention their name, but there's virtually nothing behind that. I mean, Adam, you and I could go grab some cards, put them in a slab, and put a grade on it. Doesn't mean anybody's going to think that means anything, right?
Well, if I did it, they would. I don't know about you.
Nice. And by the way, I think you said something about the centering, Adam. You can see in the grade, the centering did get a 9. So
that's the one thing. It's hard when you're just looking at it, on a small screen too. Right. But that was like the one thing that stood out to me. I was like, I think it's off a little bit left to right, and just eyeballing. But I like this though. I like this is the first I've seen of like the presentation of it on AGS, and I do like this. It looks nice. Yeah, I like this. I like the subgrades. What did they charge you again? $20?
It's $15 a card, but by the time you pay the taxes and everything, it's like $23 or something. So it's a little less than PSA for a small order, right? Yeah,
for a single card or 2 cards or whatever.
Yeah. And then they do have additional services. They have card cleaning. They have 3D mapping. They have a couple other services that they offer. I would tell you that you might want to check it out once just to see what it's all about. But most of it, in my opinion, is stuff you really don't need. I kind of like the card cleaning because it's the last time someone touches it before it goes in the case.
Yeah.
So that to me makes sense that that's the best time to clean it, right?
What do they charge you for the cleaning service?
Like $3.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty nominal. So I was just gonna check that.
It just doesn't turn into resale value yet. That's the probably the
Right.
biggest downside. You know, they got decent slabs, and you see you have the value of protecting the card and all that. But as far as like
Right.
doing it for resale or doing it for, profit, it's just it isn't there yet.
Yeah. And of course, you can see it's a pop one. Pop one. I got the only copy that, got a
Right.
10. But I'm also the only one looking to grade one of these. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say you're the only one who submitted it too. So
right. Right.
yeah.
So actually, the raw cards looks like the raw cards are going for, 20-25 bucks right now. So
Sure.
we were a little off on
I
that.
forgot it was the hidden elf version. I was thinking like
Yeah.
the base, but yeah.
Yeah. So,
You know what would be fun? Do you want to keep this? You want to keep this card though, don't you?
for a while, I don't know that I'm not looking at it as a long-term
So
hold.
I want you to sell it and see what you get for it.
Yeah, I probably will at some point.
Because I think cards like this are interesting when they're in, with graders that don't have a lot of volume, just kind of see if there's somebody that is interested in that.
Yeah.
But if AGS follows my plan and they start popping up vending machines, it's going to go.
There you go. There you go.
That's the dream right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
cool.
I think I just like the idea of AI grading. I just I think the idea of an individual trying to grade all these cards is just unrealistic. There's too many subjective levers that get involved in it. That it's impossible not to have some really funky
Bias.
grades and
It's
really
bias.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you could even, like, let's say you have a grader who's, and I'm not picking on any graders, they're just humans, right?
Yep.
But let's say you have a grader who's a big Minnesota Vikings fan, right? And you're a Packers fan and you just got a big win. So you send in this card, this Jordan Love card to get graded, right? I mean, there could potentially be some bias there, right? Like,
Yep.
I can't give this card a 10. Even if it's unintentional, like our emotions are emotions, you always, you know, in work environments, they always say, "Oh, don't take your personal lives to work." Well, that's bull because that's
Yep.
you unless you're a dead inside, you can't just turn everything off. You have to, your life is still your life, all facets of it. It's just like that'd be the same thing as saying, well, as soon as you go home from work, turn that off and don't think about it. Well, I don't think most people do that either because there's thoughts of, oh, I gotta remember I got to do this tomorrow, or a conversation you had that day, or whatever your work is. Um, I just you put these guys in a dark cubicle, and they got to get through cards, under 60 seconds a card, so they don't really get to take that great a look at it. And
Yep.
how's the handling? You don't even know how the handling is. I've seen several stories where people get the card back and they're like, there was no ding on this card when I
Yeah.
sent it in, but they don't take any responsibility for any of that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think it's 2026. There's no reason why we have to put it in humans' hands to determine, and it's so important, right? Because you send a card to PSA and it gets a 9 versus a 10. That's like total game changer on a lot of cards. I've got my red PMG, that's a $20,000 card if I can get a 9 on it. It's extremely condition sensitive set to grade. I understand that.
Yeah.
But if I send it in and one grader gives it an 8, because that's how he feels about it, and then it goes to a different grader and they give it a 9, that's like a $5,000 difference in that card or more. And not even just that, just the position in the market, right? Just, even
Right.
getting interest in the card changes based on grade. So I don't know that I want to hinge all that on like some dude who makes $28 an hour to sit in a dark cubicle.
Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like we need a really good AI grader that's going to pop, get some attention. Some people are going to be like, screw PSA. We're going to start it. We're going to try a different route. And get something going, give them some velocity. Now,
Yeah.
ultimately, what's going to happen in the end is AI will take off. They'll build these vending machines, and then PSA is going to buy them out.
Maybe.
Or not PSA, excuse me, Collectors Universe.
Collectors, yeah.
I don't want to be sued for, uh, implying monopoly here, but yeah, I don't know. Is that the Pope card?
That is. So here's the thing.
Okay, I want one of those.
I couldn't do a direct comparison of that Paul Skeens card between PSA and AGS because I don't even find any sold graded cards for anybody else out there, right?
Sure.
So what I did is I looked for any 2025 Topps card that AGS graded and sold on eBay, and I came across this Pope Leo card. So here you can see the PSA 10s that sold anywhere from 55 to, I guess the highest there is about $70, right? So
yeah,
nominally, what is that? About $62, $63
yeah,
average?
somewhere
Yeah.
around there.
So if I flip that over to AGS, I see we had someone with a pick list here for some 10s and some 9.5s. I assume that the 10 was the higher end of his range, $56.99. Right. So you're talking $6-7 more for a PSA. So
on that card anyway. Yeah.
On that card, yeah.
Yeah.
So, we'll need more of a sample size to really take a look at. But there's enough to like here for me that selectively, I'm not a big card grader. I'm not sending things in all the time. In fact, if I'm getting graded cards now, like investment holds and stuff, I buy stuff that is already graded because then there's no risk.
Absolutely.
Right? So like,
yes.
I just picked up this Bobby Witt Jr. rookie PSA.
Oh, Wander Franco. Oh,
Wander Franco. Because there's no risk, right? I know I've got a 10 on it. And so I go out there shopping for, good values that have a high ceiling on them yet. So,
yeah, I mean, you're talking to a guy with 800 card, PSA graded cards. I didn't grade a single one of them.
Yeah.
I'm not that foolish. I would rather go out and find the card already graded and try to find a deal on it. That makes more sense to me.
Right.
Where I'm not taking the risk,
But if I find a grader that can prove to be reliable, consistent, predictable, that the market starts to get behind a little bit, I might do a little more grading, right? Like there's plenty of times I grab a card and I'm like, oh, this might grade a 10. But I've learned now, I've got enough time in now to know that might grade a 10 usually means an 8.
Right.
And an 8 means $5 more than raw.
If that. Plus you don't get your grading money back.
Right.
You're going to be out that. Right. So yeah, it's a tough sell to me. I still haven't, I want to grade the PMG. Well, that's an obvious one, right? It's an all-time legendary set. It's a tough grade. It's in good condition. It's a star player. It's numbered to 99 or 95, I guess. No, 85 technically, because the other 15 are green.
Yeah.
And it's a high value card. If I want to sell that card, I legit have to have it graded. So I think there's certain things in certain positions where it's then it really truly makes sense. But just random cards, I don't know. It's tough. It doesn't seem, and I have buyers, in my store that'll buy stacks of different cards, and I know they're buying them to grade them. Um, because I don't really pick out cards to grade. So they know they've got, if they buy a stack of 10 copies of something from me, they're probably going to get something in there that's going to have a shot, you know, out of 10.
Yeah.
Cause I don't sort through any of that like a lot of sellers do. So uh, I'd rather do that. I'd rather take their money on their prospecting that they're going to get a 10. Um, and I just sell all the cards and make the money on the,
Yeah.
on the raw side.
But from time to time, you come across that rare, rookie card or something like that, where, the profit margin, if you get a 10, is so good and the card looks well centered. You don't see any surface issues, no corner issues. And you're like, okay, this has got a chance. I think, no, not Teddy Two Gloves.
This one right here. This one. Teddy
and
baby.
and you still think about grading it, right? So
Yeah.
I like I said, I'm a pretty selective grader. I don't look, that's not my thing. Like, I'm not constantly sending things in the graded. I might do one a
Yeah.
year, maybe even one every other year, but it's good to always keep those options open. And for me, it was exciting to start seeing some realistic options for non-human grading.
Yeah, I love it. I'm glad you're doing it because then I don't have to, so that's even better. Um, but I think it's smart because I don't think a lot of even other YouTube channels, that do discussion type stuff like this, I don't think most of them would even try it. It's just
Yeah.
the topic is always PSA and maybe BGS and it's boring and it's not forward thinking and it doesn't you know, leave any room for competition. You're just going with the corporate dominant horse right away. And
Well,
that's
and
not how I live.
how's another grader ever going to get any traction if nobody takes a shot and gets some stuff out in the market for them,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Think
Exactly.
of crypto, right? And all the different crypto companies that came up. Who was the first one? Bitcoin, I think.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's
then
not a
now,
company, it's a currency, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
yeah, I'd say currency.
Yeah.
But now there's like 5 or 6 regularly traded ones and 100 that flamed out, right?
Mhm.
Somebody had to start trading those at some point and take a chance to build value in them. as
Right.
as coming from finance, all currency is it's it's actually not real money in your hand. It's the
Right.
agreement that we all say that's going to be worth something.
Yeah,
So
no currency systems really are backed by anything. The
yeah,
the addition to like a Bitcoin or a gold, if you want to talk about, real world applications here, is the finite.
yeah,
There's only so much of it. Um, Paper money, as we all know, there is no finite. They just
just
keep
print
making
more.
more. Just put it,
Yeah,
just owe the American, taxpayers more money in the end.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, and that's why it's
yeah.
depreciative, right? So the dollar goes down all the time. Like that's universally understood at this point. But yeah, I think there's a
It's
lot
all
of
a
hope.
belief system, though. Like, if
Right,
everyone stopped believing in Bitcoin or stopped believing in the value of a dollar, it would stop being worth anything. Nobody would trade it, right?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because yeah, value is what it means to somebody else, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, when I worked in real estate, it was like, oh, my house is worth this. Well, yeah, only if someone will write you the check for it,
Yeah.
and it's the same thing with eBay, right? So I'm going to list this card at $20. Well, if nobody's going to pay $20 for it, it's not worth 20. You
Right.
listed it at 20, but it's not, it's we
Right.
always look at sales and things like that versus comping off of listings or something goofy.
Yeah.
So do we
So
want
that's
to
my
go ahead?
AGS reveal. Just another option out there. I enjoy
I like
sharing
it.
some different things when they come along. Give people a chance to check it out and make their own opinion on it. So there you go.
Yeah, I appreciate you going through it and bringing it to us because I think it's good to look at other stuff. We got to start diversifying a little bit from the one grading company that gets all the attention. I think that's, you know, not in our best interest to have that. So
Right.
good looking future for the AI grading, I think.
I think so as
So
well.
do we want to, can you control chat? Do you have
Yeah, we
access to
could
bring
jump into
chats?
chat a little bit before we go on to anything else.
Okay. I got to take a 2-minute break. I'll be right back. If you want to just take
All
me off
right.
camera and chat, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So Dan probably thinks he was first in, but technically StreamYard was first in tonight. They're the first chat. Sorry, Dan. Maybe next time. But he is with us. Welcome, Dan. What is up, all? It's a good night in snowy Ohio. Yeah, we woke up to some snow and winds this morning as well, but pretty light stuff. We had 40 some degrees yesterday, and this morning it was in the teens. So, gotta love that Midwest weather that can change on a dime. Susie's here from Australia. She says, I agree. Adam is the master. And he certainly is. For low end selling, I look at, welcome back, Adam. I look at a lot of different people on YouTube and different resources. And, Adam can hang with any of them with what he's built with low end cards, and his model is definitely one that we both try to share some of our processes and how we do this, and other people can do this as well, but Adam is also at the top of his game in this because he's got a number of years into it and he's got some things on lock. I always have to remind myself, because Adam and I are close, we talk on a regular basis. I always have to remind myself I can't do what Adam did in half the time, right? Like I'm on a journey. I'm not just jumping from A to B. And that's what I just like to remind everybody on too. Like, Adam's sales videos are great. And someday we all want to be there, but it takes a lot of work to get there. Adam didn't just wake up one day and he was there. He put a lot into this and it's paid off. But that journey has made him an expert in the field. So absolutely, Susie, he is the master of the low end selling.
Appreciate that. Yeah, it's definitely something you have to um, continually review. And I don't think everybody can be the same seller. Like there's different skills that you kind of apply to it. You got your customer base might be a little bit different. Um, the kind of cards you want to sell might be different. What you have access to get inventory, like how you, I don't know. There's just a ton of facets to it. So
Yeah.
I think the best thing is to find out like, okay, I like this. This works for me. I'm good at this, and then try to build off of that. And I
Yeah.
think the other key is, so since you brought this up, if you're new, I would say find like a decent solid little base and then
Yeah.
build and then like expand as time goes on. Not, we used to talk about this early on. I don't think we have to run into this as much as we used to, but don't start a store and then list 10,000 cards your first day. Like you're not
Yeah.
prepared for that. You will get sales and that will be exciting, but you don't have your infrastructure built for, your shipping and your, restocking and things like that. And you're just going to end up disappointing customers and
Yeah.
getting frustrated. And it's going to be a little overwhelming. You want to start with a few hundred listings and kind of get some feel for it. And consequently, those 10,000 cards you would list on day one are probably not great cards to sell because you don't really know yet, what's going to go. Now, over time, something that I've built is selling all the weird stuff, and that's really worked well for me. But again, on day one, can you sell all the weird stuff? Probably not. It's, it takes a little bit. You got to have something out there already to kind of grab buyers on that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Susie also says it's a warm 26 degrees here today, and it's 10:22 a.m. Now that's Celsius, isn't it, Susie?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's Australian.
So what is that Fahrenheit? Is it like 60-degree conversion or something like that?
I think, well, isn't it 32-degree difference? Because their 0 is truly 0
Oh
and
yeah,
our 32 is freezing.
You're right.
So it's 32 different. So it would be what, 58?
I don't think
I
it's
don't know.
perfect, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's close. It's not a static scale. Like it kind of, I remember that it
It ramps up
in certain places.
Yeah.
Well, that's our science lesson for the night.
It was not my strongest subject. Let's talk about math and finance and real estate. I got something for you there.
Susie says that's so quick. I wish. I think we were talking about listing something in like 90 seconds. It depends on what you're listing though, Susie. Like I was specifically talking about a lot where I just had to snap 3 pictures and didn't have to put a lot of details in. Certainly there are other listings that I have to take a little bit longer with, but if you have some tools that help you scale up, that certainly helps you speed up that whole process as well.
You know what else helps you sell cards?
What?
Cards of Livy done. It's like printing money. Did you see her trying to golf yesterday without her shoes on? It was pretty funny.
No.
With her and Paul Skeens and Tiger Woods.
Is that allowed on, most country clubs?
I think if it's Livy done, you can do whatever you want. I'm guessing. I don't know. Plus Tiger Woods is there. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Livy's. All the Livy's.
Yep,
this is her only. Yeah. By the way, this is her only card in existence that's like professional sports, if you will. I think she has a college card or something out there for gymnastics, but like this is Major League Baseball, so
really?
Yeah.
I thought there was a card last year someplace.
I don't think so.
Might have been Goodwin Champions or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think so. Well, anyway.
At Shutface is here. And they say, I got the same email from Collx. So I would imagine that's a monthly thing. They go out and find some new sellers to feature.
Yeah, tell them yes. Put yourself out there and get yourself some Collx sales for sure. It's definitely boosted my sales there.
That's a good thing.
I would say.
Boom Slang is here. He says, yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo.
Thanks for joining us.
Got to get that third one in there.
It's all about the 3 O's.
Designated Heckler is joining us and says, happy Wednesday. My Christmas wish came true. A new dollar box sales video. Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, I'm going to try to do one tomorrow morning. I was going to pull cards tonight because, like I said, I had free time. And I thought, you know what? Screw it. I'll let it go for tonight. I'll get some other things done, and I'll pull in the morning and try to do a video then. So we'll see. Yeah. We might have another sales day video tomorrow. I'm definitely not going to do them daily or anything like that, but I wouldn't mind getting back to once a week. I got like it was crazy because I hadn't posted a video in a while, and then I posted that, I don't know what it was, like this past weekend or something, and it's got like a ton of views. It was like, this is weird because I haven't been around. Why would anybody watch it now? Usually if you don't make videos for a while, you don't get views, right? But
you've had a starving audience.
Yeah, and I've gotten a lot of comments on there, I'm glad to see this. I watch these in the background. I'll even watch the older ones. And I think that's one of the things that's kind of fun about it. It's not really time stamped. Like you could kind of watch it whenever, right?
Yeah.
You could watch this week's sales day video like 6 months from now. It doesn't really change anything. It's not like watching the news 6 weeks from now is kind of okay. Well, that already happened.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. I like it. The other thing was one of the other things that kept me from doing it for a bit was I had some problems with my GoPro. It kept like killing my camera battery.
Okay.
Um, I don't know what it was, but I plugged my camera into my computer and I did a firmware upgrade or something like that. You know, I just had it diagnosed, if you will, and now my battery is working fine. So I'm not sure what happened there, but
Hmm.
that's helped too because I had tried to do a couple of sales day videos or any video for that matter, and I get like 10 minutes of film on my battery.
Oh, really?
Um, yeah, so I couldn't even get a whole video out of one fully charged battery. So kind of annoying, and I didn't feel like recharging it and filming again, and so I just kind of put it aside for a while and ignored it, but decided to kind of look into it a bit, and that seems to have fixed it. So try to do some more videos. I haven't done like a card show video either, like walking around showing pickups, that's some
Yeah.
might want to do um soon as well. I haven't done one of those in a while. Those were getting pretty monotonous for a while and kind of stale, it's the same thing.
Mhm.
But way I buy is a little different now, and some of the cards we find is a little different now. It might be I almost think that'd be a good goat show thing. Like we try to do like kind of share the show with people who can't be there.
Okay.
Like a walk around, just filmed
Yeah.
type video might be kind of fun.
There you go. I like
So
that idea.
we'll see. Yeah, because that's nice because it doesn't make me have to do anything during the show. I just got to turn the camera on because all the editing, all that would all be done after anyway. So
Yeah. I think you should do that. I think that's a great idea.
yeah, so that's probably something I'll do on the next Goat Show. So that'll be end of March.
Lofi Joe here tonight. He says, "Oh, it didn't switch. There we go." I hear the anti-AI battle cry in Wisconsin is, "We want walleye, not wall-e."
Oh, ha, ha, ha.
I think I've
Yeah,
heard
I
that one.
mean, there. To be fair, there's both sides. Like in my mind, there are good things, just like anything. There's good things with AI, and there's definitely bad things with AI. So I don't think it's. I think it's foolish to be like, let's get rid of this amazing tool that we can use to make our lives easier. But I
Yeah.
also don't think it's fair to be like, just do whatever you want with AI. We'll see what happens. Like I don't know. I do believe it's needs some regulation and some sort of oversight just to not that I agree that the government should do it, but um you gotta have something somewhere along the line that's like has a checks and balances to it.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I don't fully understand the scope of the issue with these AI data centers. My understanding is they require a massive amount of cooling and they use a massive amount of water to do that. But I'm ignorant as to the impact of that. I don't understand why it's become this big ordeal. Um, but that's simply just because I haven't done the research. I don't know what it
Well, it
does.
it has to do with the wasting of the water. So once the water is used for cooling, you can't use it for anything else. So that's the biggest impact, like environmentally, if you will. What's funny about this is people have this rage now, and do you know we've been through this already with the same thing? Do you know what it was
Uh,
for?
no.
So Bitcoin mining factories, same
Oh,
thing.
sure. Yeah, yeah,
They were building them all on waterfalls and stuff like that because they could use the water for the energy and stuff and the cooling. So this isn't really new. And the ones that have, the Bitcoin miners that have been granted, the land and the resources to be able to do it, it's been fine. Like it hasn't hurt the environment that they're in, at least that I know of.
yeah,
So I'm 99% sure this is sort of that same thing, and it should get more efficient. AI shouldn't have to work as hard as time goes on because it should just have things ready to go versus it thinking about stuff. But I don't know. I'm no AI expert either, so I'm just my
Yeah,
assumptions.
I also don't like the assumption that you can't use the water again. I don't know why that would be the case. You can, ships use seawater for drinking water. There are, urine reclamation systems where you can turn it into drinking water, for survivalists and stuff. And like, I the fact that I don't know what that would do to the water if it's truly just being used as a coolant. I don't, maybe there's some hard elements in there or something from
Yeah,
the.
from what I understand, the water literally has to run through like the entire computer system, if you will, to do
Yeah.
that cooling, and then it has stuff in it that you can't use the water anymore.
Okay. Hmm.
So maybe eventually there'll be some sort of recycling method to it. I don't know. Again, that's like way above my
Yeah.
understanding of. But that was kind of the big thing with that they were talking about with Bitcoin. I used so much energy and this waste of water and blah blah blah. And it's like water. If you're using a not like a non-drinking source water or something like that, there's lots of water.
Yeah.
We don't have a shortage of water in the world. Like we still have more water than we do land.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, and
if
in
you're
this
using
day
it
and
for a
age,
few data
it's
centers.
the technology for water reclamation has just advanced so far. That's why I'm surprised it's such a big issue. But clearly, I need to educate myself further on this issue before I can really talk about an opinion
Well,
on it.
it's in our area. There's one a data center that wants to go up, and
Yep.
there's been opposition to it and things like that. And I mean, anything you want to do, even if it seems like it's 100% positive, somebody's going to be against it.
You know what else has a lot of opposition? Windmills.
Yeah, right. You know what? You know what's crazy is how big a windmill really is.
Yeah, when you're up close to it, or you're
Like
driving down the road and you see them moving just one propeller.
yeah, because they put like two tractor trailers back together, and the thing still hangs over the side. I'm like,
Yeah,
holy shit, that thing's huge.
yeah,
It's wild.
it is. All right. Daryl Valley is with us. Oi, oi, oi. Good evening, guys. Last week you discussed Card Dealer Pro. I sell items other than cards. Is there an app that cross lists only the cards in an inventory, or how could I do that?
Yeah, actually, I sell some other items on my second eBay store outside of cards, and I was able to download just my eBay card inventory to Card Dealer Pro, and then send it on to whatnot. Collx, is where I sent them to. Um, so any other items you have outside of cards, you will not be able to run those through Card Dealer Pro. Um, so let's say you have sign autographed baseballs right in your store, and you want to in eBay, and you want to send them to Collx or whatnot to sell. You're going to have to do that on your own. You can't do that through Card Dealer Pro. But any cards you have, you can just simply download that inventory and send it on. I believe that's what you're asking, right? For cross listing.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just go
I
ahead and go into Card Dealer Pro, download your eBay files, and boom, it'll be all your cards.
What I am still waiting for in Card Dealer Pro is the ability to, excuse me, import, fighting off a sneeze here, import just selected items so that I could cross list items that CDP doesn't have the listing tool for, right? Like, so I'm thinking like the lots I talked about earlier. You can't list a lot in Card Dealer Pro. So I'd love to be able to select which items I want to import into the inventory there and then send them over to Whatnot and Collx.
Yeah, that might be something they throw out, later
Yeah.
on. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I would like it too, because sometimes I have some new listings, stuff that I didn't scan. I would love to just download it to Card Dealer Pro and then send it on too.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could do it No, yeah, you'd still have to be able to select certain ones. Otherwise, you're just downloading your entire inventory again.
In theory, it only would be the new ones because if you've downloaded your inventory before, you have all the old stuff, right? But
Right.
I'm still a little nervous about that because I've had some issues with the oldest stuff when it imported. So I'm always a little nervous about hitting that import products button again to update it.
Yeah, plus it might duplicate it. Now you've got
Right.
that problem.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't do that either. If it's something I take a photo, it just goes to eBay. I just don't bother.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
where I
I think eventually I might just download or delete my entire management and then download it again.
yeah.
Just start from scratch. But I don't know. That's not like a small project either.
No, it's not. And
You
you
know,
can't really parcel it out. So you got to be committed if you're
you
going to
got to
make
do the
that.
whole thing. That's why I
Yep.
said I think your best course of action would be just delete everything you have and download a whole new file. So
Yeah.
my plan for that is to wait until I have my Shopify ready because I would want to get the entire file to send to Shopify anyway. So that'd be the right time to just try to get a new clean one. Because I would like in Card Dealer Pro for the inventory management, like it shows your cards that are sold out and all that. I would like to just delete those. I don't need those staying there. So if I got rid of all that, it would get rid of those too.
Looks like one of my batteries died already on my lights, or it just had it. Oh, you know what? I'll bet you it hit the timer and it just went on. I saw behind me I had one light on and one light off. I'm like, what's
Yeah.
going on here? Maybe we used too much water in cooling our AI data centers and we didn't have the power to run them.
It's a possibility, I suppose.
Daryl goes on to say, for instance, if I had like 30,000 listings and 25,000 were cards and 5,000 were other items, I'm selling. How can I cross list just the cards? Wouldn't want to post toys to BSC and Collx.
Yeah, the Card Dealer Pro won't let you. So
I
when you
don't
go
think so.
to download it, it's only going to download those 25,000 cards. It's not going to touch those other 5,000 listings because it goes by category.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
So
only
they're
going to find the item. It's only going to find the items you have listed in cards.
Yeah, that
So
seems
pretty
right.
simple, actually. Time consuming. They're not going to 25,000 aren't going to download instantly. I can tell
No.
you that from experience. You're looking at a couple of days.
Yeah. Yeah, that first time's a little rough.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's exactly how it would work. It'll only grab the cards, so it should be good to go.
Yep. Susie says, "Yep, I'm here." Jay Z is with us. What up, boys?
Never gets old.
Susie appreciates your weird stuff that you sell.
Yeah. Like lighthouse cards.
Yeah, I sold one of those too.
It's not weird. You're weird.
She also educates us on Celsius to Fahrenheit. 26 degrees Celsius is 78.8 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ah, yeah, it is nicer than we thought it was then.
Yeah. She says your software company not available in Australia.
Ah, so I think she's referring to Card Dealer Pro, I assume.
I would think so.
Yeah. Weird. I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder what the limitation would be.
I mean, it's the same language and everything, so
Yeah.
no.
Boomslang says the data center people are trying to place them throughout New Jersey. One in my town, and I think hope it was rejected. One selling point was it would employ 250 people, but the land required was 1.5 million square feet of building space, and nothing was said about all the stuff required to run it.
Yeah.
Like water and how our water tax will go up. Yeah, that piece I understand.
Water tax? You mean, or you just mean like water charges?
I think just
Like
water
water.
charges.
Okay. So there's no tax on our water here. I don't know where. what you got where you are. You know, if they, I would assume some places tax water. Seems like something that could happen.
Me.
Yeah.
Wolfie Joe wants to know if we've noticed anything with the new eBay fee structure on promotions.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of have. So my thought was, okay, this is going to happen, and then they're just going to charge promotions on anything I sell. I've actually seen the opposite. Now, sometimes when I have a bigger order, it would show every card has a promotional fee on it.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting bigger orders and only like 1 or 2 cards has a
Yeah.
promotional fee on it. So I feel like instead of them just like automatically charging you, it actually does look if it had a click or not.
Yeah.
Um, so I feel like I'm actually getting way cheaper. Not to mention the fact that I dropped my promotional rate percentage. Um, but it certainly hasn't hurt my sales. My sales have been better than they've ever been. So
Yeah.
seems fine. We're still getting good sized sales and stuff. I know you had a couple of big ones too, Charlie.
Yeah. 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 So it was easy to spot the new promotions changes because first of the year I dropped all promotions, but it took about, until the last couple days, I was seeing some promotions, the charges still trickle in. And
Yeah.
that's because of the change that, once somebody clicked on it when it was promoted, it doesn't matter who buys it after that, it's going to charge that promotion to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now the last couple of days, my dashboard for promotions has been all zeros, but it took a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So DP Fitness is here. What are your thoughts on redemptions? Will we ever have a day where redemptions are a thing of the past?
Well, I hope so because I need it now type of dude. I don't want to be putting in codes and waiting for stuff to ship if it ever ships. I've redeemed some redemptions um over the years, and it hasn't been a great experience. It either takes forever to get to me, I don't end up getting it, so then I got to go see Panini at the show and get a box with a different card in it. Um, I don't know, or an alternate. One time I had one, I think it was a Ezekiel Elliott auto, and I guess he wasn't signing, or he might have been let go from the Cowboys like while they were trying to get him to sign. So he's like, I'm not signing any cards
Yeah, through that,
because
right?
that happens too, where players change teams and stuff. So then they were like, oh, we'll send you a different card, and it was, I don't know, something I didn't, that I cared less about than Zeke Elliott. Um, so yeah, not a fan. I'd rather just and part of the fun of opening packs is pulling stuff. Who wants to pull a redemption card? It's stupid. I get why they do it. If you don't have the signatures and you still want to feature that player, it's the only way you can do it, but not a huge fan.
I don't know anyone I've ever talked to or listened to that said they were a fan of redemptions. I think
Right,
everybody
exactly.
universally dislikes it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, thinking of the logistics of it, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
it would be incredibly hard to have all these athletes scheduled in to do these signings at a certain time and hit the distribution level that the manufacturers want to do. Now, if you made autographs really rare, then I think it's feasible.
The only thing I don't understand is most of them are stickers. So just have them sign some damn sheets of stickers and be done with it. Like, if they were signing the actual cards, that would make more sense to me.
But that's the thing too with the stickers. Like, it takes a long time to sign all those. Well, yeah, I take that back because where did it go? Here it is. I just picked up a card this week, and the auto on it is pretty weak. There's our draft pick Matthew Golden, MG.
Yeah. Well, he's a kid. They're not taught cursive either, so they don't know how to
Yeah,
sign
they're not
stuff.
even taught how to sign their name
But
anymore.
I just saw a post from Ocho Cinco, Ocho Chad
Yeah,
Johnson,
Chad Johnson.
and he had a stack of I assume it was flawless cards because he was doing on card signatures. He had a couple stacks of cards, and he's like, "Oh, getting ready to sign or something." Somebody asked him, "How much do you get for that?" And he said $50,000, which I was like, "Wow, that's insane." And then I'm looking at the stacks of cards, and I'm like, "Dude, you could sign those in like 5 minutes. It's not that big a deal. They're
Yeah,
paying you 50 grand, sign the damn cards and turn them in on time, you know?" Or for anything where it's going to be an on card, you'd want to have a rep, in person, and you just collect the cards and bring them back. Um, I don't know. I just feel like Redemptions is a little bit more of a modern card thing. We got autographs in packs, years ago, and they were never redemptions.
yeah, I get it.
The only other exception I would see is if it's got multiple signatures. That could be harder to do at one time.
Yeah, I just think the volume of signatures these days, they've made it so mass produced, um, that it's a massive signing session if they're going to do them all at once, and just the schedules of these guys sometimes I'm sure it's really difficult to coordinate it.
So, and I have a bias because A, I don't care about autographs, and
Yeah,
B, I don't care about their fake patches they take from some uniform they bought in a jersey store. So I don't like I have no horse in this race because I don't buy this kind of crap anyway. Um,
yeah,
I think the stuff's way overpriced. I'd rather get a really nice looking numbered, you know, rare insert or case hit or something like that of a player. The
yeah.
autograph doesn't mean a whole lot to me. There's some exceptions, like a Tom Brady autograph, some of the really big stuff, sure, but and a lot of those autographs, they don't sell for much money, to be honest with you. I
No.
well, I mean, Tom Brady does, but like a lot of this stuff, you buy
Oh,
a box of Contenders football and you get 4 autos, and your autos are all together are probably worth less than $20.
right, right.
So it's not
Yeah, I see what you're
like the
saying.
auto isn't really that. If you have an exception, you got an Otani auto, like you got some exceptional player with it, but you'd have the same result if you had an Otani 101. You'd do just as well, and you don't have to worry about the stupid redemption and the autos and all that. And they're
Yeah.
just signing a sticker. They're not handling the cards or anything.
Susie
And it's
says
questionable whether or not the autograph is even theirs.
that is true. I was talking with someone about that this week, and he wasn't aware of some of the scams out there where athletes were just having somebody in their posse sign them, or their mom, whatever.
Right. Lionel
um,
Messi had his brother sign a bunch of cards.
yes, that's
You
right.
know, so yeah, and that's Lionel Messi. That's like the pinnacle. That's the autograph you want in soccer, and it's not even real. Like,
Yeah,
so I just autos, bleh, whatever.
yeah. Susie says CDP just said not available outside of the U.S. and Canada yet. So,
Yeah, my
yes,
guess is they're just it. Technically, Card Dealer Pro is still kind of in a beta mode. The whole
yeah,
system is. It's still pretty young. I mean, they're on 2.0, but um, I mean, it's not ready for prime time. We talk about that all the time, where they have issues. And today, I was working on a batch, and it pulled all my photos in, and it magic matched them, did all that just fine, but didn't add my banner at all. I'm like, why? Why is that even a thing? Like, none of that should have been changed. Why is that broken? And then I go
yeah.
into, after I'm done with the batch, I go in to add the banners, and then all the banners showed up. So I was like,
I've seen that a lot lately. Yeah,
yeah, or like I'll scan a batch and like 5 of the 30 cards have a banner and the other ones don't. And I'm like, what is going on here? So yeah, there's still a lot of quirkiness to it, and I think they just have a lot of work to really get it 100% functioning before they start shipping it out to other countries, and then they have that
yeah.
maintenance and customer service issue. Because I contact customer service pretty regularly, about different things. So I would imagine they would get really hounded if, they open it up to the world. So
Yeah.
I think it's coming, Susie. Hang tight. We'll let you know, as soon as it's available if we find out.
Susie, by the way, is Sparkle Sports Cards out there in Australia. Check her out.
What kind of cards do you sell, Susie? Is it soccer, rugby, football, baseball?
Australian rules football.
Rugby.
She does get some cards from the States occasionally.
Oh, I would imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, not from any specific player or event. That's the
Yeah.
biggest joke ever in trading cards.
You're jumping ahead.
Sorry. It's not on the scroll or on the scroll, and it just, I don't know. I had to address it right away.
Boom Flying says water bill, but it's a tax essentially.
Right. Well, that's fair. I mean,
Yeah.
it is and it isn't. It is a consumable.
Mm-hmm.
You're using it. It has to go back through, and then they gotta treat it and get it back going. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Still a government-owned thing.
Russell says I don't use promotions. Yeah, we've reduced ours quite a bit as well. Last year was a year of promotions. We really hit those hard. See what works, what doesn't. And I think we both kind of backed off of them now for 2026.
I think that's the right strategy. If you're new, I think you need to use promotions because you have to try to gain a customer base.
Yeah.
We have a pretty established following. I see some of your orders when you post them now. It's repeat buyer, and
Mm-hmm.
probably a good 60 to 70% of my orders, it's creeping up that high now, are repeat buyers.
Nice.
So one of the cool things about the promotions is if you're marketing directly to your buyers, like sending them coupons or newsletters or whatever, it's not going to cost you the promotions anyway.
Yeah.
Unless somebody else had clicked on it. But yeah, so even last year with higher promotions, it was still a much smaller percentage than I know other sellers were getting hit with it. But yeah, I mean, we kind of run our own business now, and we have our own customers, so we don't really have to pay eBay to find our buyers as much as we used to.
Mm-hmm. Boom Song says wire service is like water included in your taxes, right? It's just another tax.
Yeah, well, here it isn't. We get a separate water bill. Yeah, we get a bill that says, hey, you use this many gallons of water, pay us. Which, it's ironic that you're bringing this up because I had a toilet that was running for 2 days that I wasn't aware of. And that added to my bill just a little bit. I was able to repair the toilet myself, so at least I didn't have to pay a plumber or anything, but I did have...
You, Mr. Handyman.
I know, I had to replace the entire
plunger
flapper, the flapper, because what happened is it had a tightening, it has like a tightening rod on it.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing the homeowners before me must have over tightened it because it was busted. Like there were pieces of plastic broken in there. I'm like, how the hell does something break inside your toilet? So they must have over tightened it. Well, over time, like the flapper just doesn't close all the way then.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, crap. There's no replacement one because of the brand it was. So I had to redo the whole thing. So, it was like a $22 fix and about 48 swear words and an hour of my time.
Yeah.
And I got there, but yeah, unfortunately some extra water was already used and reflected on my water bill, but that's life.
Yeah.
I did use the water. I mean,
Bradley's here. He says Matthew Golden does have some auto cards with his full name. That's before his hand starts getting tired, and then he just goes to MG.
I think they need to start because they have contracts with these players, right? Like, we'll send you these many sheets of stickers and you get this much money. They need to put something in there that says this must be a legible damn autograph or you don't get jack.
Yeah. I love in the Sage cards, you always get autographs, and sometimes it's just like an X. Like, what?
Yeah, because those guys are too big to sign. right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and I'm in favor of the ruling of you can't judge someone's signature, right? It's like a form of art in a sense.
Yeah.
But come on, you can at least try to write your whole name. I mean, this is an eye appeal business. It's an art business. Like, if you're going to get autographs of these people, it's got to at least have something to the content of it.
Right.
But you find it a lot more with the younger players. They just don't know how to sign their name. They don't sign anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And they legit don't teach cursive as the way they used to. So,
Right.
I remember my kids had a little bit of it in grade school. My oldest did. I don't know if my youngest had any. So,
Yeah, my daughter hasn't had any experience with that either. She has no clue how to sign her name.
really?
No. Well, how would you know the cursive letters if you never did it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Looking at other signatures, you could probably pick it out, look for your letters and stuff and make it work. But
Yeah.
she's going to have to practice at some point because eventually in life you have to sign stuff. So, she'll probably want to develop a signature at some point. It's probably not that important at 11 years old.
Right.
So we haven't stressed it, but yeah, I mean, you start opening bank accounts, you start getting jobs, you start doing you're going to have to sign stuff.
Right.
You have to sign your "I'm not going to drink" in high school, letter.
Yeah. You don't have to be able to read it though.
Yeah, no, but you do have to be able to sign it.
Susie said she doesn't mind redemptions as long as they arrive in my hand, which they have so far.
Oh, you're lucky because it doesn't always go that route. Let me tell you.
Mike's
If I
cardboard
get a
is here.
redemption, I will probably sell it. Let somebody else deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike's cardboard's here. It says, "What up, boys? Just working while I'm working. Hope you're doing well."
Yeah, that's that. And I mean, you can almost treat this show like a blog to some degree, right? Or a podcast, because it is more just audio than visual. We have some visual stuff once in a while, but yeah, throw it on in the background and listen and throw your 2 cents in when you can and get some work done and enjoy yourself. That's why we're here.
Bradley says, "Relic or jersey cards are the biggest joke, as OT says it's not from as it says it's not from any specific player event." Yeah, this is the one you were referring to when you jumped ahead there, but it is frustrating that it's kind of developed into just a pure money grab and not true mementos, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have a pretty sizable Favre collection, and a lot of that is jersey cards, and I feel fortunate because his cards were in the years where they were actually pieces of their game worn jersey. I mean, if the statements on the cards are correct by the companies, that's all we have to go on. But and I have chunks of patches and stuff like that. I have laundry tags, and they didn't sell. It wasn't like this is a laundry tag one of one card. It was just like that just happened to be the lucky piece of jersey you got in your card.
Right.
So yeah, sometimes when I look at those, I'm like, man, how we've sunk so low that now it's not even from. Not only is it not from it's not game used. It's not even really from that player. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
What's the point of it then? Then it's just like it's not a player jersey. Then it's just it's Patrick Mahomes with a Kansas City piece of jersey. Like that's it. It's not.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're even like the authentic on-field jerseys, or if it's just like the Shopko knockoffs.
That's a good question.
I mean, do they even cheapen it that far, and they're just buying like $10 jerseys and cutting them up? Well, right? Do you put it past them? I don't. I mean, I've already seen all the people who pulled the cards apart, and it's not even a jersey of that player.
I would not put it past them.
Yeah. So, but I think that's also a big Panini thing. I think we're going to see a lot of that change with Topps. We already have. I mean, the jersey cards that have been coming out of Topps Chrome and stuff have been phenomenal. You also have Fanatics. Fanatics has access to all that stuff because they literally make the jerseys that they wear on field. They have a lot more contacts with the actual athletes, and So I think you're going to see much better quality stuff, at least on that side of things. Now, is the price going to go down? No. So that's the downside. I think you're going to get more authenticity and more better products and things like that. But there's a price to pay for everything. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Susie says she lists between 20 to 100 cards a day, mostly NFL. Most popular is
okay.
NFL. Second would be F1. Third is NBA. Hey, I got some F1 cards for you. I tried to make a run at those here in the States, and it's been hit or miss. I had some early
Mhm.
successes that just didn't seem sustainable.
That seemed like a very big fad to me in the card space. I know it's got a huge fan base. I know I respect the sport, and it's following. It just didn't seem like it was going to be a card collecting community, which is you really need that, obviously. So
Yeah.
like that first set came out, and everybody was like, "Oh, Max Verstappen's first card," but it's like, well, then what happens when his second card come out? Is anybody going to care? And that's
Right.
kind of what happened. Most people didn't really care.
I still sell some, a couple times a month. I'll have a few go, and I've got modern, but I've also got some older cards from like early '90s, pro tracks, I think they're called,
Yep.
um, with like Senna and guys like that, Villeneuve. Um, in fact, I just sold some in one of those bulk orders the other day. But they're definitely not a weekly sale for me. Like I thought I would be able to move them better. Some of it might be my pricing on them too. Most of the ones I have are tops chrome, so I'm trying to get a couple bucks for them. So, but yeah, definitely disappointing. I'm kind of a, I guess I'm kind of a not too dedicated fan either. I do enjoy watching the F1 races. It's just tough that they're around the world, so the schedules are always really wonky for us here in the States, except for Vegas. Um, and I typically am not going to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to watch an F1 race or stay up till 3 in the morning to watch an F1 race, things like that.
Yeah, I've never watched one. It's just not my thing, so I don't see that ever really happening. But I can't deny it's got a pretty phenomenal fan base, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
But that doesn't necessarily mean cards will sell. It doesn't translate that easily.
yeah. Boomslang says, "What do you guys think about Carlos Beltran's chance this year of getting into the Hall? And have any of you started getting his rookie cards?"
Um, I don't really have an opinion on that. I believe Carlos Beltran will get in. I don't know if it'll be this year.
Right.
Uh, I have some of his rookie cards, and I will pick them up. When I see them in dime boxes, quarter boxes, 50-cent boxes. For decent stuff. But I, I don't even see. I don't see like a giant boost for him if he does get in. I see
Uh,
like to me, it's like a Tim Raines boost. He wasn't really supposed to get in. He got in. There's a little spike on his price, and then that
Even
was
the
kind of the
Rock
end of it.
Reigns?
Yeah, Rock. I mean, he was good. Don't get me wrong, but I think a lot of people were like, he made the Hall of Fame. Like, okay,
Yeah, I think Beltran's definitely going to be in the Hall. I don't know if it'll be this year. I think it's 50-50 if he makes it in this year. I don't even know if I have any of his rookies. I think I have some early year cards, but I don't, off the top of my head, I don't actually remember seeing any rookie cards in what I have. What was his rookie year?
I think it was like
98.
95, 98.
98.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I know I
Yeah.
got a couple Bowmans, and I think I have an SP rookie.
Well, his MLB debut was in 98, so that might have been too late for Topps update. It might have been 99 for his rookie card, don't you think?
I don't think they did Topps update in 98.
Yeah. So it might have
Yeah.
been 99 that his actual rookie card.
But he would have
came.
had a rookie card in Bowman in 98.
Yeah, I think you're
Because
right.
Bowman was prospect,
Let's take a look.
I believe.
See if I can find one in the market right now. Well, there's not
Or
a
just
lot
look,
out there.
you can just look at solds too.
Yeah, there's just a lot of mess before I get to his actual cards. 99 Upper Deck Choice rookie class.
Yeah, there's 98 Fleer Tradition update. 97 Bowman was his rookie.
Okay.
97 Bowman. Yeah, I see that card now, and I have a couple of those.
How would that be his rookie when he hadn't played a Major League Baseball game?
Because that's how they did it back then.
Well,
There wasn't a major league required minimum games in order to make a rookie card. They just make cards of prospects, and they were called rookies.
I see some sold listings of 95 Topps traded draft pick that they're calling a rookie card.
95?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah, the traded, rookies and traded. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I see the 97 Bowman.
Yeah.
His first Bowman is 97, actually.
Yes. Yep. Well, that's the one that matters.
Yeah. And that's a decent card. That wouldn't be considered a rookie, though. I would not call that a rookie.
It's a rookie to me. Those are all rookies.
Oh, my gosh. Adam.
I would list it as 97 Bowman, Carlos Beltran rookie card. Done. Sold.
That's a prospect card.
Whatever. It's the same thing. Prospect is a rookie.
Prospect isn't on the big club. A true rookie's got to be on the big club.
Okay, Charlie. That's you guys are complicating something that doesn't need to be complicated.
Let me help you a little bit. I'll send
early.
This over.
No. Do you know who the writer of that book is?
Yeah, Victor.
Did you know Victor passed away?
No. When?
2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Shut up. I did not hear that. He just had content out a couple weeks ago.
I don't know what to tell you. He passed away.
I am sad to hear that.
Yeah. Me too. He's a good dude.
With him at the National out in Cleveland.
Yep. Yeah, I did too. At 4 a.m, him and I were just sitting in the breakfast bar chit-chatting. So I'm not sure what happened. I just thought I'd let you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, now we're going to have to try and get back on track after that bombshell, Adam.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, you brought his book up. I had to say something, you
know. Susie says she'll take my F1. Yeah. Well, now's the time, Susie. I got a buy 10, get 10 free sale going on. It helps having an Aussie driver high up the free. Who are you talking about? Lando? Is that who you're talking about? Lando or no? Oscar Piastri. He's from Australia, right? And I think he finished third in the drivers' championships. I started watching when Danny Rick was still a big thing. I know he's kind of faded now. Adam's like, yeah, whatever. Let's see here. If you need any info on selling F1, let me know. I will do that, Suze. Keith All is here. What's up, fellas? Digging through a 5-row while listening. Good times.
Yeah, a fresh 5-row is the best feeling.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it.
Boomslang says $19.99 for Carlos Beltran rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Designated Heckler says Juan LeBron.
No, not the same guy. Not the same guy. That baseball, and this is one of the reasons I never got into prospecting. It's too confusing. Like, oh, this is their prospect card. This is their first Bowman. This is their rookie card. none of that matters because they all kind of sell in the same price point for the most part. So who cares if I just call them all rookie cards and be done with it?
Yeah. Yeah, the Juan LeBron is a classic error card.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Boomslang says, yep, and Bowman would be pre-rookie.
Okay,
Adam says, Pisha.
who cares? It's a rookie. It's a first year
Um,
card, first tops
designated
card.
heckler. Designated heckler says 95 tops traded Juan LeBron and Carlos Beltran.
Yep.
Yeah, Susie clarifies she meant Oscar Piastri, who is one of the McLaren drivers from Australia. Designated heckler confirms. He says, "Rest in peace, Victor." Yeah, that's devastating. I know he had just redone his whole studio and stuff. I followed along with him a little bit. Susie says there was a U.S. driver, Logan Sargent, didn't make it back into a driver spot in 2025. Yeah, I remember Logan Sargent. T206 kids here. He says Victor just posted a video today and left a comment on it an hour ago. Is it a hoax? Oh boy.
I'm just sharing the information that was provided to me, so I don't know.
Okay. All
Do your own
right.
research, I guess.
Okay. All right. Huh. Well, I'm definitely gonna have to dig into that. So we are all caught up in the chat. How about that?
Awesome. Love it. Yeah, so we have a couple other things to talk about. We have a little time left, so want to jump on that. We wanted to cover the Car Dealer Pro plans and number of scans. I had an eye-opening experience today on the Discord where somebody had done some of the extra math on the plans, and it turns out it's actually cheaper to just buy the a la carte scans, which don't expire. So looked into that a little bit further, and by gosh, that was correct. So
He was
I
right.
have now,
He was right.
yeah. So I
Okay.
reduced my plan to the monthly, so $10 a month gets you 500 scans, and then I just bought a pack of 5,000 scans that I can just use as I please over time, which I like because then I don't feel forced to get in a number of scans before the renew and blah blah blah. But it's going to save me about 30, I think it was like $37, something like that. Doing it that way versus just being in a monthly plan with the number of scans that equal it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, seemed like a logical move to me. I did not. I'm on the lowest plan on the non-sport Car Dealer Pro account, and did not go buy a bunch of scans for that one because I just don't. I don't go through that many. 500 a month might even be enough at times. So I'm just
Okay.
going to leave that at the $10 plan, and then yeah, I'll at some point, if I have a good chunk of stuff to scan, I will just go buy a pile of scans and work through them as time goes. I know you said that it seemed to make sense too, but you weren't going to buy any right now because you have a bunch of scans left.
Yeah.
But
I've been listing a little slower of late, and I haven't been going through my full allotment every month. And I have some testing scans yet too built up, so I might make an adjustment on my plan as well.
yeah, and I like the option of like just go to the lowest plan and then buy them when you need them. That works better for me than like to be forced to get a certain number. I just assumed the best deal was going to be to buy into the biggest plan you needed.
Yeah.
Error on my part, made an assumption because, and somebody said, well, why would they even do that? You want them to get the plans um, but it's like, when I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, but they could get like a chunk of money for scans up front, and then that's capital, which helps build a business. And so I think there might be some reasoning behind it for something like that. But, yeah, anyway, That's my take on the Car Dealer Pro plans. Going down to the lowest level and then just buying the chunks. So you really want to try to buy 5,000 scans if you're going to buy the a la carte, because then you get it at a penny.
Okay.
That's the price where you get the real savings. So, and for a lot of people, 5,000 scans, it might last you like a year,
Yeah.
depending on how much you list. So, I don't know.
Yeah, right now I'm on the what is it, like the miners plan or something like that. So I get, what is it, like 1,000 a month.
Hmm.
So I really need to make an adjustment because that's cost I'm not really needing right now. Um,
Right.
so I'm not sure if it'll make sense for me to. I think there's one plan below that. Yeah, there's the prospect plan that's 500 monthly scans. So I have to look at that compared to the a la carte, and see if that makes sense.
Yeah, it sure did for me. So that's the route that I took.
And
All right.
the prospect is $10 cheaper than the miners a month. So
Yes.
now, were there any other perks that went along with any of those plans, or was it purely just the count of scans?
No, I think if anything, it's a negative because you have to use them too or they expire. Versus you buy the
Yeah,
a la carte and they just go until, because those are considered extra scans. They go in your extra scan account.
right.
Um, and you can use them whenever you want. So yeah, the plan actually it kind of hurts you, straps you to doing those numbers of scans at a time. So yeah, it's pretty weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see anything on the plans other than just here's the number of scans you get.
That's all you
So
get. Yeah.
yeah.
So lowest plan, buy a buy a bigger package. You could do the 2,500 scans a la carte. I think that's like 1.04 cents per scan or something like that. So it's not terrible, but the
Yeah.
5,000 scans made the most sense, like
So the
cost wise.
1,000 scans is 19.99. That's essentially the
Hmm.
miners plan that I'm on right now.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
miners plan, I think you get 1,100 scans, right? So they're like giving you 100 free or
Yeah.
whatever.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yep.
Yeah. You get a
So
little
that's
bit
how
more.
they kind of try to entice you into the plan, but it's actually still cheaper and more beneficial to just buy your own.
Yeah, and the buy more scans for basically $50, you get 5,000 scans,
Right.
which
Penny. Yep.
is yeah, actually better than the All-Star plan, which is
Right.
$59 a month for 5,000 scans.
And those
So,
don't roll over. So you have
right,
to use them. So
right.
yeah, so yeah, no brainer on that one.
Yeah,
Gonna say
definitely.
gonna save you a bit, be a little less hassle. You'll only have that $10 whack a month that you have to be committed to because you have to have some account. And then, just buying it on your own when you need it outside of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good find on that. That's definitely a change I'll need to make.
Yeah, we had two sharp viewers in our Discord that kind of pointed that out to me today, and I was like, I'm intrigued, and yeah, I had to look into it a little bit, and they were spot on.
Spot on. Yeah.
It was the right deal. So one of the first things I did when I got back on the Car Dealer Pro today was drop that plan, and it's kind of perfect timing for me because my plan renews in like 3 days. So
Oh, okay.
dropped it down to the bottom. I only had a couple hundred scans left, so then I just bought a 5,000 pack right away, and I'll pick
Yeah.
through those as time goes.
Yeah, mine renewed just last week, so I've got a couple
Hmm.
weeks to make that change. So, um,
Do some
designated
more chat.
heckler,
Oh,
yeah, designated heckler says, "Wow, I sure hope Victor is okay. I just heard the news from Adam. Don't have any info. Hoping he's okay. I've been meaning to buy his book. Prospects are not rookies, Adam."
okay. To be fair, you guys are right. Prospects are not rookies. I'm speaking of it as performance in the card world. You get basically the same result.
Yeah.
Other than there's some specific players where you get a separation between rookie and prospect as far as like value or whatever. But for a player like Carlos Beltran, his rookie cards are going to be basically the same sale as prospects.
Yeah, from a sales
So
perspective,
the
I get that.
market kind of looks at them all as rookies,
Okay.
if you think of it that way.
Okay.
I don't know. That's kind of my take.
Boomslang says went to the lowest plan once he reached his 10K goal.
Yeah, good move. And then, as you build, just like I said, buy the plan, the scan package, that you need, to get you through a few months or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think the 5,000 scan, clearly the best savings, the best price structure is to be in the basic plan, whatever that's called, rookie plan or whatever, prospect plan, minor plan.
Prospect. That's what it is. Prospect. Yeah.
Right. You buy the prospect plan, you buy 5,000 scans, and then you work through that. That's going to be your best buy. And then when you need scans again, you buy another 5,000 and you just keep going.
Now, here's a question. If you are not in one of the plans and you just buy a la carte, do you have full access to all the imports?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You have to have a plan in order to be able to use all the functions. So that's why I said you just drop to the lowest one. So yeah, you're paying $10 for 500 scans, which stinks.
Yeah.
But that's a small price compared to like what you pay for the big amount of scans.
So you wouldn't be able to import inventory from anywhere, and you wouldn't be able to cross list if you're not at least in the prospect.
Yeah, that is correct.
And that's a big point. So I want to make sure.
Yeah. You'd have the scan functions only.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I Am Grumpy is here. On Bo's live stream yesterday, he talked about Victor passing. So we have Bo and Adam both saying that thing. So
yeah, I don't have like a lot of personal contact with him or anything. So do your own, like I said, look into it yourself. It was just reliable information from a reliable source that I was, passing that along. So,
all right.
Well, all right.
Once again, we are caught up on the chat. We've got about 10 minutes left.
All right. So let's let the chat decide what we cover as our last item. Well, we kind of talked about me returning to YouTube, so we don't have to add that in there. We have the Green Bay show weekend coming up.
Yeah, that's this Saturday.
Strategies for what we're going to look for there. We have the Collx credit strategies, so you get that credit every month of $10. What do you do with it? And we have the Collx featured thing. I already talked about that, where it was a featured store. So basically, we have those two. We can talk about the credit strategies or the Green Bay weekend. Let's talk about the credit strategies first, because that appeals to the wider audience here. So I kind of this came up in sort of a side messaging conversation between me and Charlie today. I said, "Hey, did you get your credit? What'd you spend it on? I'm looking for Kobe's," and you're like, "I don't know. I get frustrated looking on there, so I just don't buy stuff." Yeah. You were like old man get off my porch-ish on that one. So I was chuckling. I think so what I look for on something like that is I actually want my money out of that because I paid for the year. Essentially that's just them paying me back for being on Collx. Is the way I look at it. So like expense reimbursement almost, right? So I try to buy cards that I feel like I can flip pretty quickly. And, hopefully I can find them at a deal and even make some money on them. But even if I buy $10 worth of cards and I can just sell them instantly for $10, I'm fine with that because it's like a cash out then. And then consequently, on top of that, I try to find cards that my buyers would want and would not just buy that card, but buy additional cards from me. So to try to get a bigger sale out of it as well. So that's kind of what motivates me when I search. Charlie is not wrong. It's a terrible place to try to find um to try to find specific cards, I guess is maybe the best way to put it. I have to kind of try to um search them out and stuff and just get lucky if I would, if you will. Uh
Mhm.
the bad experience I've had on there is I go to check out and it's like, well, the seller doesn't have their address, so you can't buy anything. Um, I don't know. It's kind of a weird place to be. But I want to spend that credit because it goes away if you don't use it.
Yeah.
And it's
Um,
free money or free
you de-
cards, I guess.
yeah, you definitely want to find something to use it on.
Yeah,
I kind of waver back and forth. Some months I use it on um a long hold buy on something. For example, that Bobby Witt buy. I took a $10 chunk out of that buy. So it automatically puts me ahead on that investment, right? Um, Sometimes I do buy things that I think have high upside to flip.
sure.
Actually, today I bought a bunch of Topps Chrome Gunnar Hendersons because I think the Orioles are going to be in line with, getting Alonso and are going to get a jump forward again. And Gunner's been having near MVP, maybe even MVP type numbers. So I think he's a player with a lot of upside, and I found a good deal on a stack of Gunnar Hendersons. So it just depends on what you're looking to do. But if you're looking to buy inventory, you definitely want to have intent behind that buy. And it's not just a random buy. You either want to buy something that's going to bring eyes to your store and get you some more buyers because they're interested in that item, or you're just going to buy some things that are going to flip pretty good or have that high upside. So high velocity cards.
Yeah, and I think that's really the key to it is just trying to get something that you can turn.
Yeah.
Um, so I think I'm gonna change my strategy a little bit next month. I already spent my credit. I did find some stuff today that I picked up. I'm gonna
Yeah.
start looking, I think, for some non-sport stuff, maybe some garbage pail kids, things like
Yeah.
that. Um, because that's a better place for me to expand and grow and try to find something as it is. But
Yeah.
um, so anyway, yeah, think about your strategy on that one. If you're selling on Collx, and what are you looking to spend your credit on when you get it? One thing I like about it is when the credit comes out, it does increase my sales because you can tell it's sellers spending their credits and buying
Yeah.
cards for me.
Yeah. Sure.
Um, so I feel like I kind of make money off of the credit plus, you know, Collx is essentially buying cards for me because they're rewarding credits and then those credits are
Yeah.
being spent. But
Yeah.
who cares, right? As long as you're getting orders.
I think, you just want to think about it in terms of you're now playing with house money.
Yeah.
Um, so if there is a time to maybe take a little risk, that would be the time. If you have been thinking about trying something new, but you're not sure and you haven't really seen the numbers, playing with house money, you're mitigating your risk now. If it doesn't pan out, you really didn't lose anything, right? So
Right.
that's an option too. Is if you're looking to try something different, that would be the way to do it.
Yeah, I completely agree. So I think there's a few different ways to approach it. Just make sure you're, using the credit, first of all, bare minimum.
Yeah,
And, just putting some effort into it to try to find something that can help you. Because I assume most of us, when they're spending the credit, we're looking for something to resell.
yeah,
So you want to try to focus on something that you could resell and essentially get that money back right away that you paid in to Collx to use their service.
yeah. All right.
So,
So house money on Collx. Make sure you're going out there and using it.
yep.
We'll get a little more info on the Bo talk. So it looks like it or not Bo Victor talk. It was a different Victor, Cub Vic. Uh,
Ah, okay.
Not Victor, the rookie card specialist.
My
So
bad.
Yeah, sorry for the confusion on that.
Yeah, my bad.
Our condolences to the family of Cub Vic. Victor, the rookie card specialist. We're glad to hear you're doing well. So,
Yes, absolutely. And
Susie would
prospects
like,
are rookies.
yeah, Susie would like to see an updated video of Adam doing a day of preparation and posting.
Posting what? Like posting a video or posting a
Maybe listing
listing?
cards. Is that what you mean, Suze?
A day of preparation. You assume I do a day of preparation. That's insane.
And you would
Basically,
see him in his PJ pants and his bare feet and
yeah, right, of course. What do you mean pants? Who's wearing pants?
yeah, what do you mean pants?
So basically I have different stacks of 5-row boxes. I mean, you can see some back there. Um, based on kind of what's in them. And then I have like a working stack of a couple of 5-row boxes on the floor right next to me here on my desk where I do the scanning and such. And generally one of them will be like liquid players, bigger name players my regular buyers want. So it's kind of sorted a bit by demand. And then I always have a 5-row box of like stuff I want to list. So generally non-sports, weird cards, that kind of thing. And I just sort of alternate between them. So I might grab a stack of like stuff that's Brady and Mahomes base cards and scan those in. And then I might grab a stack of like 1980 Empire Strikes Back cards or something. And that's basically it. There isn't really like a prep. It's all got to get listed. So I just grab a stack and go. For the most part, because they're sorted, right? So it's not like random stack, but it's all stuff that's in the same position of what I want to do with it. So sometimes I'll look for a specific card, like for example, when I was listing and Philip Rivers came back, I had some decent Philip Rivers stuff, some numbered cards, some color, things like that. And I knew I had them in like the 5-row box that I was working out of. So I kind of dug a little deeper and grabbed a bunch of his stuff, especially if they were rookie cards, and I scanned those right away.
Yeah.
Sold a bunch of them too. So it the only thing that would really change the prep or provide, make me have to prep would be those types of, special situations where something happened. Right now, one of the things I've been pulling probably the last 2 days was Stroud stuff. I kind of stopped listing some of his stuff for a bit because he was obviously a super hot rookie, right? Played well with the Texans. Last year they didn't do so well, so and everybody was on Jaden Daniels, right? You move on to the next quarterback. So I kind of let his stuff sit because I had a little bit bigger buy-in to some of it because he was the hot rookie, right? So now I was like, okay, this is the right time to get this stuff back out there. His stuff's starting to creep up. There isn't quite as many listed as there was, as it had slowed down. So, if I grab a stack and I've got some Strouds in there, I'll probably pull those out and get them on quicker than something else. So that's it. And Charlie's right. This is that best prep time of year for baseball. I have a lot of Orioles buyers. The young Orioles players are super hot in the market. And I think they will bounce back this year. Pete Alonso, I mentioned that in prior videos that I believe that's going to be an influence on that team. Good leadership. Finally a power hitter, really. So same thing. I've been grabbing some Gunners, some Adley Rushmans. Trying to think of who else was the big seller recently from them. Jackson Holiday.
Okay.
And I've turned some of that. So I want to try to. I want to take advantage of the football position right now. See, football and baseball are my two biggest sellers. So this is the time of year where I kind of pull myself back and forth because I'm like, oh, I got to get the football on. I want to take advantage of, blah, blah, blah before they lose the wild card game, and the sales kind of drop a bit. Oh, but I want to get this out because, pitchers and catchers report in 27 days or 28 days or whatever it was I saw this morning. Yeah. So, to that end, I just kind of switch back and forth. I go, well, there's some good Oriole stuff. I'll throw those in. Okay. Oh, there's some Stroud stuff in here. I'll throw that in. And that's about it for prep. um, yeah, I mean, I think I'm pretty good at what I do, but I think you guys give me way too much credit for what I do too. Cause I keep, at least the process part of it. I try to keep as simple as I can and not time consuming. Besides, I do have to spend time pulling orders. That's a bigger, there's like no real shortcut to that. You
Yeah.
know, if you sell 20 cards, you got to pull 20 cards. Like I can't, versus I can kind of have some impact and some change on how fast I list or, that kind of thing. The cards I list to get faster sales, like those are all things that I can manipulate.
Yep.
So I kind of just try to do whatever takes the least amount of time so that I have time to pull orders and I'm not, like Charlie said, he didn't value his time as well as he should in the past. I'm trying to do that. I mean, I've always tried to do that, but you've put even more emphasis on it now and just, yeah, I can do this quicker this way. I'm just going to do that. Like the
Right.
using the tray thing for the scanning.
Every little
Just
bit.
little simple things, but that might save me 2 minutes of, wrestling with that stack. Well, that's 2 minutes. So
Yeah. Hmm. Um,
anyway.
Susie clarifies she wants to know how to do postage prep quicker. So
Oh, okay.
actual fulfillment.
Hmm. So you want me to do like an orders packing video, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I pulled cards, I got my cards here, kind of how do I go through that? Yeah, and I think Charlie and I do ours a little bit different. I pull up the username of the buyer, and instead of doing the auto combine, because I've had some poor experiences with that, and that the other way I've done it has worked out really well for me. Um, and then yeah, I mean I kind of pack the cards, put them in an envelope, and print the appropriate postage. But yeah, I could probably do an updated video of that. I haven't done one of those in a long time.
Yeah, there's always that time pulling cards that comes up, and then um, there's the choice of mailing supplies, card protection supplies. All of those come down to the best, value props. So what's going to do the job best, but also be at the best cost price point. So and we've tried just since you and I have been working together on some of this stuff, Adam. We've made changes over the past couple of years as we found some different things that maybe cost a little less. Sometimes there are um, general what's the word I'm looking for? There are opinions in the hobby on shipping that sometimes the numbers do not support, but yet
Hmm.
they have a very vocal position on them. And I think there's some things, Adam, you and I have found that, like, yeah, everybody says don't do this, but the numbers say, standard envelope, the numbers say 99% successful,
Yeah.
does it suck when you get that one a month or whatever? Sometimes you go in batches, but on average, I would say I maybe get one a month. That's really a problem. Um,
I don't
yeah,
even think I get that, and I send a ton of envelopes.
yeah, yeah.
So,
So
and you know what? You can have a problem by sending it as a package too. Like,
true. Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah,
get you out of it just because you take it from an envelope to the next level. So,
yeah. But we
but
have people that tell us they swear on only sending ground advantage, so there's tracking. Using envelope envelopes, so there's no damage.
hmm
People swear by putting ding defenders in things. All of
wrapping it
those
in
work.
paper.
Yeah, it's just the question of, you know, are you eroding a lot of margin by doing that for not a lot of extra benefit?
And it can take more time.
Yeah. Hmm.
If you're going to fold a full sheet of paper 3 ways to put the card in it and tape it to it and blah, blah, blah. I mean, some days I have 200 orders, like, or, more I shouldn't
Yeah.
say orders, cards
Cards.
to ship, and if you got to do that for every single one, like, Yeah, I don't like the time it takes sometimes when I have like a 10 card order and I got to do my card savers and tape them, but that's
Yeah.
just par for the course. You have to, logistics require physical effort. There's not any way around that.
Mm-hmm.
At least not at this point. We don't have atomizers, so you got to do the work. There's no beam me up Scotty to the cards, right? So
Right. All right, one more chat. Dan says, "Thanks for the reminder. I bought something on Collx last week and still hasn't shipped. Anyone know when a reasonable time is to report refund button? 10 days? I would say if you follow a lot of the buyers out there today, it seems like they hit that button in 5 days, which is
yeah,
ridiculous.
10 minutes.
My number in my head is 15 days.
I do 10 days. If it hasn't shipped within 10, there's no reason anybody should take longer than 10 days to ship something. Especially on Collx because it is shadier with the sellers. I wouldn't be as worried about buying on eBay. Um, but yeah, if I don't hear anything from them and it hasn't shipped in 10 days, I'm hitting that button. If anything else, it'll motivate them to get the darn thing in the mail.
Yeah, I guess my concern is I don't trust a lot of the scans anyway. Like Collx, as soon as you put it in the mailbox, it says postage canceled, and then I get messages on that. Like it's just weird stuff.
Postage canceled? That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, when your origin distribution center scans it in, they cancel the postage so it can't be used again. But that's what the buyer sees. And then they're like, wait, what does this mean? You're not shipping it to me?
Yeah, I've never had anybody ask me that, so that's interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, it's not a perfect world.
no, it's not.
But yeah, 10 days. I agree with your stated question here of 10 days. Charlie says 15. Honestly, whenever they activate the button, it's probably fine to press it because if they shipped it or are going to ship it, they can just simply state the tracking or show the shipping and be done with it on their end. So
Honestly, if I'm more realistic of what I see on a regular basis is whenever somebody says something, 3 more days. 90% of the time it shows up within the next 3 days after they issue something,
it's in the mail. It's right here. Yeah. All right. I think that's all we're gonna do for tonight. We're getting on our long run here. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for everybody who participated live. It definitely makes the show better. If you are watching this recorded, try to join us live 8 Central Standard Time every Wednesday. Subscribe to the channel, give it a like if you like the video, share it to somebody else you think might enjoy it. Ring the bell if you want to be notified when we go live. So if you want a reminder for when we're doing this, click that bell. I'm going to try to put out another YouTube video shortly, potentially making some more efforts in that area, saving some time doing some other things. So that's a motivator. We will have some more information on the GOAT show, which is coming up in March. Should have that next week. We are like 70% sold out now. We still don't have the flyer yet. We got a couple things we were ironing out before that could be created. So hoping to share that. Yeah, and hopefully we'll have some new things to talk about next week, some exciting things. And in the meantime, go out there and sell, right?
Absolutely. So what do we cover tonight? We did some AI grading from AGS and got our gem mint reveal. We talked about scaling with CDP and optimizing those plans for you as best as possible. Talked about squeezing value out of a $10 Collx credit and dealing with house money. And we talked a little bit about working smarter, not louder. So I will catch you all next week on the Dollar Box Live.
Remember, you can't sell what you don't list. Good night, everybody.